Back again with another YouTube video. It's your boy Riot G. Got another reaction video for you guys today. It's not the show reaction. It's gonna be black films that are secretly horror movies. We're gonna react to black films that are secretly horror movies. Let's get right into the video. Hold on. I'll probably put the link in the description also. In the link in the description and the link.
So when you think of horror films, you might be thinking of movies like Saw, Jaws, Scream, Get Out, The Shining, Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, maybe even Halloween Town.
You guys comment y'all favorite horror film but this isn't really like, you know, if you can tell by the title.
Let's not act like Halloween Town wasn't a classic, except for the fourth one where they recasted the actress. That was terrible. But none of these movies are quite like the ones I'm going to be talking about today. And that's because the ones I'm talking about today are films that you would classify as hood movies. These are prominent movies that our dads and our moms played at home. Or if you're like me, seeing Juice for the first time was with me and my cousins. There's like 10, 12 of us all gathering around the TV, and it's quiet in there because we're all spooked. And even as an adult, rewatching some of these movies, it still feels like a horror movie. It still gives you those chills of relatability that this is real life. All these movies don't have paranormal activity, witchcraft, or demons, but they do have evil undertones that are real. It shows real issues that are happening in black culture.
Yeah, like pretty much like the theme. That's what he's signifying.
Today and back then. This is scary. Let's get into it.
Boys in the Hood. It is an important movie. This movie was written and directed by a young black man who is only 23 years old. He's with us today. Welcome, John Singleton.
So, Boys in the Hood. Yes, we are starting hot. Boys in the Hood, released in 1991 by John Singleton, who also directed Snowfall, one of my favorite series of all time. The gradual rise of Franklin Saint and then seeing where he ends up, brilliant by John Singleton, God rest his soul. Boys in the Hood follows a character named Trey Styles and his two friends, Doughboy and Ricky, who are two brothers navigating life in the hood in different ways. One is literally a doughboy, and the other is trying to make it out through athletics, being a football player. Now, there's two horror scenes that I want to focus on when it comes to this film. One is the infamous car chase scene with Ricky and...
I might skip this one. I don't really like this movie, not too much. Let's see what movies talks about next. Alright, we can do this one. I can tolerate this one. Let's move to the next film.
2000 by Gina Prince Bythewood, who also directed the movie The Woman King, which I haven't seen, but I do want to see it. I've heard some good reviews on it. The movie's about two longtime friends who are neighbors who share the love of basketball that starts a kindled relationship which has its ups and downs as they navigate through playing ball professionally. The horror lies in the toxicity of a man's ego when he has a woman who is down to earth and willing to sacrifice certain things to be with him. The horror starts in this film when they're in college and Quincy and Monica are outside, and Monica has a curfew for basketball and she's trying to be a starter. She has to be very disciplined towards what the coach tells her, and Quincy is going through hardship because he's finding out that his father stepped out of his marriage. Quincy's expecting Monica to kind of stay with him throughout that time where he's feeling some sadness, and Monica tells him that she has a curfew to meet. So Monica goes back to her dorm and he takes this personally. We see that after that, in a party, we see Quincy kind of shrugging off Monica and then going to talk to plenty of women. The next morning, she goes to his dorm and then she sees another girl who he introduces to her, his girlfriend, which is a little...
I know most of what this film's about, but I haven't like sat down. I gotta like rewatch it, but I know most of what this film is.
Much. And so she's just kind of like, wait, whoa, what is going on here? And we could see Quincy kind of playing these games of inching Monica 2 steps ahead, but then just to put her 3 steps behind. He then breaks up with her and doesn't really give an explanation. He just kind of just breaks up with her just for the hell of it, and it all stems from expecting her to aid to his needs, kind of neglecting her as a whole. This puts Monica through a roller coaster of emotions, and we see years later after they get out of college, Monica is playing in Spain and Quincy's playing in the NBA. Quincy ends up getting injured and going to the hospital. Monica is still attached to Quincy, even years after being removed from college and even seeing Quincy. She comes down still to the hospital just for Quincy's soon-to-be wife to walk in, brilliantly played by Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks. What's up? She comes in and shows Monica her ring. Yeah, you gotta see why this is a horror film. Going through that emotional roller coaster and Quincy's inability to see a good thing when it's staring at him right in the face. That's something that we all go through. And I know some of you guys, when you guys think of horror, you guys think of gore, violence. But emotional horror is a real thing too. No one wants that, no one deserves that. A lot of ladies are saying this is their nightmare. So that's why I had to put it here as a horror movie.
We're gonna rehearse for camera and help him get moved. This is my man. This is my coach. My coach right here, Ernest Nicholson. I'm Tupac Shakur. Thank you.
He's one of our star players here.
He's one of the star makers. Yeah.
Now this one's my personal favorite, the movie Juice. Juice released in 1992 and was directed by Ernest Dickerson, starring Tupac as Bishop and Omar Epps as Q. Juice follows a group of 4 friends in Harlem who dabble in petty crimes, steadily upping the stakes, having their sights set on robbing a convenience store. Bishop, played by Tupac, is the charismatic leader. Q, played by Omar Epps, wasn't willing to do it because he has aspirations of being a DJ in a show the same night they plan on committing the crime. This movie then takes us on a haunting ride of a rogue friend. Now, like I said, this movie is one of my favorite ones, and there's 2 scenes that I want to highlight here. Now, the first scene I want to touch on is when Bishop rolls up on Q in the hallway of a school and gives one of the best monologues in cinema history.
Alright. And yes, he's my favorite artist. I literally, well, no, not favorite artist, favorite rapper of all time. But, and if you want me to say what makes him my favorite number 1 of all time, I'm not talking about of this generation, all time number 1. Yeah. But I gotta actually sit down and make a full list, because like I said, there's a difference between artists and rappers, but we're talking about movies. This is a rapper playing in a movie. You know, rappers, singers, they play in movies too. They do acting, like Whitney Houston did by The Bodyguard, but that's besides the point.
Shakur, God rest his soul. That role was so amazing to me. Like that, he did that. He did his thing in this movie. Brilliantly casted. And the reason that that's so chilling and the horror in that scene is we seen Bishop go from a friend to his greed taking over to a killer, and now that killer is out to finish the job. The relationship that Q and Bishop had before, how that changes, and we see how, I was about to say Tupac, we see how Bishop has changed in character. But that scene is so memorable and so haunting because Tupac, man, he made you believe like, wow, this dude's really rogue, and he's going out to finish the job. He wants none of his friends to be alive. He just killed 2 of his friends, and he's out to finish the job. And that leads me to scene 2, the elevator scene. We see Q in a paranoid state before finding Bishop, where they get in an altercation, ending in Q getting shot in the arm. Q sees a group of people and tries to blend in, going inside an elevator, and almost gets away before Bishop holds the elevator door, walks in, and that standstill, that stare off, oh man, that's chilling. When you watch it for the first time, your heart is pumping. This is a thriller. This then leads to an eventual fight on top of the building where we see Bishop and Q going at it.
Alright, so he's gonna cover the last. Alright, so that part of the Juice movie is literally like the last scene. So yeah, that was Black Films That Are Secretly Horror Movies. I'm gonna put the link in the description and link. Tell me what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. I got more videos coming. Stay tuned. Subscribe, like, comment, and Raya out.